a very, very interesting day it has been. Yesterday I posted a video talking about the 1.55 patch notes for the experimental servers, thinking, hey, those aren't going to be out for a while. Little did I know, an hour after I posted the video, the patch is released. Then in that video I get excited that I find an S-class multi-tool with 16 slots, and then I spend the rest of the video building that tool up to what it needs to be. So then I wake up the next morning, find 1.55 already on my system, and I send a picture to my friends saying, hey, look at the S-class rifle I found. And then one of them sends me a picture that just rocks my world. Shatters everything I thought I knew. And that's when this happened. So I just did a video yesterday praising my new S-Class with 16 slots, and then my friend logs on. He comes to this station right here and finds this gun. And lo and behold, tells me where it is, and I come to check it out, and sure enough, look at that, an S-Class 24 slots. So that whole video I did making, building up my new gun, big waste. Big, huge waste. But whatever, we're gonna take it. Oh yeah. There's already debate. And also, apparently anybody else who comes here can get that. I think to myself, my day couldn't get any weirder, couldn't get any better, couldn't get any cooler. All the patch notes come out and I can play with them. I've got an S-Class experimental multi-tool with 24 slots. How could things get better? And then this happens. This is exactly the S-Class exotic design I have always been looking for. It looks exactly like Zapdos, except for it's blue, I'll give you that, but it has the tail engine I've always wanted. All in one perfect package with the exception of it's not yellow. It has the nose with the eyes staring at me when it flies. It has the little wings that fold up and reveal solar panels when it's on the ground. The spinning spear that sticks out long ahead of it like some sort of medieval weapon. But that tail sticking way out. Why did I like this tail? Why did I want it? Because when it takes off, it does this cool effect where the tail breaks open and reveals this engine hidden inside. And if you've ever seen one of these things land, it's quite incredible. The engine folds up, it rotates, and it slides inside, and the whole thing closes up into one nice little package. So I thought, how perfect. But you know me. I don't do perfect. And that's where I want to start. Now, I could talk about all the wonderful, amazing, and that's not sarcastic, seriously awesome changes they've made to the game with 1.55. It's so much better. So many problems fixed. My freighter spawns with my ships inside of it. I have access to the heavy refinery. Somewhere. It's in there. Anyways, I can make a lot of products I couldn't make before. I have a lot of good things going for me. I don't want to talk about all the dozens and dozens of fixes they made because everybody's already talking about that. So instead, maybe I'll just talk about the ones that they didn't make. Now, before I get started, let's talk about the elephant in my room. Because, as you probably saw in that video, my biggest news of the day was after that last video where I got my first S-Class multi-tool. What should happen is I immediately spawn into my multiplayer game, with my friend showing me that he's found a 24 slot experimental multi-tool. S class. Now I see experimental is this kind of Portal 2 kind of design. I don't know if these are necessarily rare, but I rarely ever see them. I'm under the impression that this is a rare design. So regardless, you got kind of 3 rare things there going. You got rare gun design, you got an S class, and you got 24 slots all in one package. This is literally the last gun I'll ever need. Now you might be saying there's something kind of fishy going on here if you paid attention in my intro. This gun was red. And no, that's not the sky playing tricks on you. This gun is constantly changing colors. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Oh, thank you for that. I'm gonna assume that it's a bug. But yeah, the gun keeps changing colors. It goes from red to green, back to red again, constantly. It doesn't seem to matter what I'm doing. Now that I've gotten warned that I need to get inside, maybe I can go ahead and take this opportunity to talk about my first little problem with the new update, and that is my doors keep disappearing. Ow. Come on. Yeah, that was a problem in the old game, and clearly that's something that didn't get fixed. So let's go ahead and throw that door back on there. In which case I'll talk about the next thing that wasn't fixed. My little dudes still sink through the floor on everything. So bad so that my science guy is about 6 feet underneath his desk. So yeah. And with that, you might also be wondering, hey, where are we? We're not at the at your Dark Star base. We're in a frozen tundra in the middle of nowhere. Now, I picked this frozen land because it's actually got no storms. Yes, I freeze to death naturally outside, but there's no storms. Seriously, there's never been a storm on this planet, and that's such a blessing because anybody who knows, that was one of the biggest fixes in the patch that I was excited about was no more storms. Well, not no more storms, but less storms. I can't say whether this planet had a storm problem before I got here. I definitely got here at 1.55. But, yeah, there's never a storm on this planet. There's not even super cold nights. But, yeah, why did I decide to build a whole new base and move all my guys here? Well, let's talk about the next thing they didn't fix. And this one I'm a little upset about because it was very much in the patch notes. My base is still being devoured by the environment. And you might say, so there's a rock in there. Let's go see my old base, shall we? So here's my old base. You probably remember it from my last few videos. Let's go take a look inside. Everything seems good in here. Everything seems really nice. Oh, there's a rock. Well, there's rocks are still forming inside the base, and oh. Well, as you might remember, I already fixed this problem. I already cleaned this up prior to 1.55, and now that 1.55 is out, it's back. I wouldn't make so big of a deal about this if it wasn't for the fact that that's one of the patch notes, was fixing that the bases get consumed by the land. I can't even get out that door, which is normal for me. I can't get out most doors, but this is really something. But look here. Look inside of this glass building here. See this chunk right here? See this big chunk right here? This, has been rebuilt today. I rebuilt this entire glass structure today. And already this grew back. In fact, actually, not only that, it instantly grew back. As soon as I rebuilt it, all of this reappeared again. It was so annoying. So I gave up. I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this here. I went and sought a new land. And so that's how I found myself here, constructing what my friend aptly named Hoth Base, because, haha, we're Star Wars fans, get it. But yeah, I started the construction of a new base, not because this land was pretty, it is pretty, or because the animals on this planet are cool. They are really cool. But because this is the flattest land I've ever seen in the entire universe of this game, and I was claiming it as soon as I could. Oh my god, I am not having another base consumed by the environment. Yes, I still have the rocks forming in there, but I can totally work around that. I can survive that. But I cannot do another base eaten by the mountain. But anyways, I decided to get some new designs going, and I think it looks kind of neat, kind of a little bit abstract. Got my architect side going there, so yeah, I figured this would be a much better place to build. But yeah, that bug is still very much persistent, and there's been a couple other bugs we noticed. I can't even remember or list them right now. There was a bunch that we noticed that many of them weren't listed in the patch notes, but we're hoping they're next on the docket. The doors disappearing is a big one. This one is a huge one. I'm sick of that. But the problem is that as far as I can tell, I'm the only person having this problem. I haven't really seen a lot of people talking about this, or seen comments or posts or other bug reports talking about their dudes floating below them. I just seem to be lucky with this little blessing, I guess. But yeah. But I decided to get a little bit more creative with this base. By the way, love this thing. This thing is great. So glad I finally have access to it. But also, not really sure what all the new recipes were. They said that there's a bunch of new recipes for these. Not sure what they are because I never got to see the original recipes to begin with. So yeah, we're working on this. This has still got a ways to go. And then, yeah, let's talk about this guy right here. I damaged this earlier. It's a kind of funny story. But anyways, yeah, we got the S-Class, and then it totally changed colors on me. I bet next time I do a video, it'll be red again, because that's what it keeps seeming to do. Every time I reload the game, it's a different color. Which I don't mind. I'm kind of glad it's green, because, well, we all got one of these. In fact, we were able to bring 6 people back to this solar system and pick up this gun, which happens to be right in the space station. So yeah, we got, like, everybody we play with now has the exact same gun, which I have to say it takes a little of the fun out of it. Kind of starting to wish I'd stuck with the old gun, but I'll be honest, this is exactly the gun I've been looking for. I love the Experimental's design. It has that Portal 2 kind of look to it, a little bit boxy and blocky, but it's just more unique. It's something I don't see much. And honestly, how can I say no to an S-Class 24 slot? And even without any upgrades, this thing mined quick. I mean, holy crap, does it just tear through stuff. I barely needed to add anything for it to become pretty much immediately useful. I'd have to be a moron to say no to that. So sure, I took it. I was just kind of just amazed that we could all get one. I thought that they spawned randomly for each person, but turns out no. Anybody comes to this solar system can get one. And I do accept PayPal for portal coordinates, just gonna say right there. But anyways, oh, that's not good. Oh. This room was finished. This room was finished and had a bunch of stuff in it, so where did it all go? So yeah, I'm dealing with some weird bugs here. This room was very much finished and decorated and nice and pretty, and this little part was done, and the little biology geck was right there, and he had all his pretty little plants around him, and he was so happy. But yeah, apparently that's no longer done. I'm gonna go ahead and assume the gun guy isn't in this room now. Nope, he's there, but he's not at his terminal, so. Yeah, I got a little bit of that backward save function happened again to me. Because I've reloaded single player after playing multiplayer all day, and looks like the game backed me up a few. Actually, I'm going to go check upstairs and see if that's all decorated at least. Okay, well that's where I left it. I mean, I've never really been able to decorate a base because I never sort of stick with them long enough to get to this point. So I decided to just go ahead and jump the gun and start decorating immediately, because when else am I going to get to do it? But yeah, so getting to quite a few of those old bugs that I didn't think about are starting to really shine a little brighter now that the rest of the game is functioning as it should. When a lot of the glaring bugs get removed, all the smaller bugs become a lot more noticeable and a lot more of a problem. So those are piling up, and so I'm definitely not done nitpicking. But I have to say, 1.55 is the answer to all this game's prayers for the most part. It has fixed a lot of the problems that have really held me back and held a lot of other players back, and most of all, given me that hope. Giving me that hope that eventually rocks won't spawn in my base. And eventually, my scientist will stand at his terminal. It's giving me that hope that they're still working on it and they're doing a good job. Yes, they missed a few things. Yes, a few things didn't work out the way they did, but a lot of things did work out. And I have to say, I'm really happy about that. But let's talk about this new ship. Now, I wanted to talk about this new ship a little bit here because I said in a previous video that the only way that Zapdos could be more perfect was, in so many words, I said, if he looked like this. I've been looking for that tail with that nose and those wings forever. I was looking for it in yellow, but you know what? When you see it, when it's finally in front of you, you gotta say yes and buy it, right? Right. Because, I really don't think this was the deal I was looking for. Now, again, since all my friends have bases over here now, well, we kind of also all have this ship. We all have the same multi-tool and we all have the same ship, so I'm definitely still on the lookout for that perfect version. The other thing about it is that this ship is considerably less slots than Zapdos was. Zapdos was, I want to say 19. I'm pretty sure 19. Now I'm gone down to 17, and it had 6 slots in the technology, so got a bit of a downgrade there, but like I said, it's the design I was after. It's an S-Class exotic. You're not supposed to really use it for anything. You're just supposed to look at it. But I have to say the yellow was nicer because there was more contrast to all its decorations and designs. You could really see this is a little too flat for me. You could really see the colors pop when the yellow was against the black and the gold. So yeah, I'm happy, but it could be better. But yeah, this is the design I was looking for, but I'm looking for this in a yellow or red. I'll take it in a red. A red would be really nice too. But honestly, it can't earn the Zapdos name anymore, even though it still has Zapdos' face on it. I'm gonna have to call it something else because Zapdos is not blue. Not even the shiny Zapdos is blue. So yeah, so we'll get a new name for that guy at some point. But yeah, that's really actually just about all I really needed to talk about. Now, I did want to talk about how peculiar I found it that multiplayer was very interesting today. Well, again, we were able to call in our freighter and actually see our own ships for once. We got a lot of things learned about being able to buy S-Class exotics in multiplayer. And that is that they do spawn, and trust me, in multiplayer, just buy them. But what did happen was this ship landed for a friend of mine, or in front of a friend of mine, and I wasn't too interested in it because I'm looking for a squid ship, and I heard it was a spherical ship. And one of my friends walked up and talked to it. They walked up and talked to it, and they just stood there holding the menu open while my friend flew out there to go check it out. And then, of course, he bought it. And then he flew down and landed it in front of me. I saw the design and said, oh my god, I must have it. And then I went and did my usual thing. I went to single player, did the reload, kill myself trick, and sure enough, eventually it spawned, and now I have it. Both our ships were the exact same in stats. So, that's to say it, you know, S17.5. So, it didn't really come down in any sort of variety. Basically, looks like if one spawns, that's how it's going to spawn forever on the planet. But yeah, I couldn't believe we could all get the gun. It took some trickery. It really took some trickery. Because I think, let's go take a little trip to the space station real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and run into this wall here. Land this thing in third person so you can really see that tail close up. Because I think it's really cool. See, that thing folds up in there and it closes slowly. Oh, I love that. It's a little bit big. It's a little bit obnoxious, but you know, I think it gives the ship a little bit of balance from you know, tip to tail. I like the length of it all. It kind of looks like, I might just name this Dart, because that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a dart. But I really wish I could use that. Oh, maybe Blue Fox. That's a good one. I like that one. Anyways, yeah. If I come up here to the space station, you will probably notice, unless this likes to make a fool of me, which it frequently does, that there. Oh, it's just straight up blue now. That the gun is still there. I can even take a look at it. Oh. But if I were to buy it again, I guess officially in blue this time, or green, or whatever you want to call that color, it's blue-green, it would go away. It would go away and it wouldn't be in the box, and anybody who followed me up here would also not have it in the box. So we had to learn a lot of tricks about how to get that to work for everybody. We all had to leave the solar system, join up, and then have the person follow us to the solar system, all at once, and then it would respawn for them. Sometimes it wouldn't respawn for us, but it would definitely respawn for them. Yeah, so yeah, that was a kind of a cool thing. I didn't realize that these chests had the same gun every time you return. I've been back and forth and all over the galaxy right now. This gun is still here, so heck, even if something happens, I can come back and get it at another time. So yeah, that was kind of cool. But while I was flying back here, because I don't want to do a full video today. I don't really want to do a full video. There's not much to really show after the exciting day, the long exciting day I've had. Oh my god, was it a long day. I am so tired, I want to wrap this video up, but I cannot wrap this video up without showing you the coolest thing that I saw today. And you might think, what is cooler than this S-Class Exotic? Which, it's not that cool, guys. What cooler than a 24-slot experimental multi-tool S-Class? Yes. Cooler than all of that. Something I've never, ever seen in this game before. And it's gonna need a little trip to another solar system. Now we're here on this barren rock, all alone in the middle of nowhere. You might be thinking, what's so cool about this place? Well, it's not really this place, but before I show you where I'm gonna go, I'm gonna call down another ship, because this guy's brand new, doesn't have a lot of upgrades right now. I'm not really comfortable with them, so let's get something I feel a little safer in. Let's call the Hornet down. Yeah. So let's take the Hornet, the nice safe pirate killing beast that it is. I'm gonna go back into this. Not that I intend to encounter any beasts of pirates. I just don't know this solar system too well, and you'll see why I don't trust it. This is definitely the weirdest thing I've seen in No Man's Sky yet. I'm sure some of you have probably seen this before, but it is definitely a first for me, and I had to share it. Notice anything weird yet? I have never seen this in my life. What happened here? But let's go take a little look inside. This is so bizarre. Now, what's interesting about this place is, as you can see, it has the old layout from the pre-Next era. So this is not a new thing that I could speak of. I'm assuming this is old. I've never seen this before. So this seems like it's pre-Next, because it has the old layout, but oh, this is spooky. It even has the spooky music kick on. I'm not editing that in. That's the game. Oh. Dude, what happened here? Oh. And it's kind of also interesting because you still have access to the shops. What's kind of interesting, why I came here in the first place was because now that they've added trade commodities back to the game, these guys right here, I came here because I knew it had star silk, because it was a mercantile solar system, and I was able to buy some because now you can't make chairs in your base without this stuff. So I went and bought some for my friend because he had no idea what it was, and we were able to make some chairs and everything like that. But I just was not expecting this. I was just so intrigued. What's behind the secret doors? Oh, these are pretty typical. These aren't too new. They're everywhere. I already clicked on this guy, so I know what he says. It's just the same stuff they say on every space station. But yeah, I just thought this was just way too cool. And I've always been like fascinated by the data unavailable planets, because usually that's where you find an exotic planet. But I never thought there'd be exotic space stations. And that makes me wonder if there's something that caused this. Maybe this is something where somebody destroyed the space station. I'm thinking too much into that. I bet this is just a little bit of a hidden Easter egg kind of thing, where I bet these are rare, but they exist out there for the fun of who finds them. And the portal there totally works, I should say. Not exists. Obviously it exists, but totally works. It seems like it's a little glitched. You see it's hovering there because that's they redesigned the portals for Next. So again, this goes with my theory that this is all a pre-Next hidden thing. But I thought it was too spooky. You know, this is a totally normal room. This is a totally normal, in every space station, not every space station, but in a lot of space station rooms. Nothing about this room is weird or odd. And it still scared the bejesus out of me to see this when that door opened up. I'm not kidding. And I'm not talking about earlier. Right now when I opened that door up, this scared the crap out of me. I had a heart attack just now, and I'm still catching my breath. Oh my God. I was totally unprepared for that. Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna get as far away from here as possible. And you see now why I decided to go ahead and grab my fighter ship, because it doesn't look like this place is very friendly. And it's interesting, you can even see down the way, that cables are hanging all the way down there. So this is a really very cool, intricately designed. Ooh, the computer isn't on back there and everything. It's just, oh, that's so spooky. This reminds me of my Ghost Freighter video, only this isn't a bug, this is legit scary. So yeah, let's get out of here. So yeah, it's quite a day I've had today, and there's no way that I could make a video to live that up and capture how today went, because my God, what a weird day. What a weird day. So, on that ultra spooky note, thank you for watching. If you found this eerie and creepy and Want to see more? Please subscribe. Just to make sure I come out alive in the next video, maybe? But I'll see you in the next one, hopefully, if I'm there, in one piece. Bye-bye!